tournament director, head referee Kevin Patrick, just coming over, letting the players know. Obviously, we've been battling the sweltering heat here in Sacramento. It's the Am Snooker Club. Beautiful club, but boy, has it been hot, and the players have been feeling it. That's why you see a little bit relaxed dress code as they're wearing the polo shirts. But Kevin was informing these two players that if they are to make the quarterfinals, it will be full dress. And Indy Lottie is in first. A few open reds. He's nicely on the black. Well, either of those reds to the left middle is going to be safe. The higher of the two reds, quite close to the blue ball, would have put his cue ball into the bulk area. Just a relatively elementary safe here for Darren. Just selecting the clip off that open red, going off the pack and opening it up. These matches might be a little bit more nervy. You'll see might tense up. Going to be maybe leaning to more safe shot if it's a higher percentage shot for them, as a loss in these matches and they're sent home. Tricky little red there in the open there. Darren, a very disciplined player. Won't take any uncalculated risks. His father, the Silver Fox, the great David Taylor, played years ago on the main tour. It is the 20th anniversary of PAPSA, so what a tournament to have in that 20-year run. And each year they're just getting stronger and stronger. They're not feeling anything is coming, so a re-rack. It's the first we've seen on the TV table, so just step aside as they re-rack it there and be right back. And take two. Here comes Indy Lottie, breaking off again. Usually it is up to the referee's discretion for a re-rack, but when we're limited with the amount of referees we have, these players are playing without a referee. Both of them will come to agreement. Do see it a lot more quicker in the professional and amateur game. It just seems like a frame has hit a stalemate Really won't keep it going for too long. Very fortunate there for Indy. Well, didn't find the bottom of the right middle. Tough cueing though, as you can see there. His bridge hand is very uncomfortable. Nice, gifted Darren a mid-range shot to open things up. Black is clear for either top corner pocket, so good opportunity. We have an active chat on the stream here, so if you have any comments or questions, do let us know. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Got seasoned fans, brand new ones, so there's no silly questions. Just trying to find that gap between the two reds. Come up for the blue. Hoping that the blue would be on the spot, so you could just run through and be for that red to the right of the pink. But with that miss by Indy on that last blue, it's pushed it off the spot. So Darren might have to come off 3 cushions to come back down to the business end of the table. He's a little bit more content, just taking that red I alluded to. Bit longer of a pot. Side for the shot. Now he came a little short of pace there. I'd like to get his cue ball into the bulk area there. But he did play the shot to nothing. That red chanced possibly to go into the top right corner. Obviously, safety was the first order of business. And he was going for it. To red on. It's gone through. He'll have the pink into that middle pocket that he's cueing over. It's a tight room here at the Am Snooker Club. I got to remember that Darren's a higher caliber player than I am, so that little soft screw he had to have that pink into the left middle definitely was a beautiful shot to play. best of 5 matches, so might see them maybe going for a little bit more in the first frame, but soon enough they're going to have to tighten up. You don't want to fall too far behind. And at the latter stages of the tournament, the quarters, semis, and finals, those will be best of 7. Straight on the blue, but it does have a red that's open on the left side of the table. Look at that, you can tell Darren strongly right eye dominant. He wanted a little bit of an angle. Straight on this pink into the right middle. Look like that. There's 2 reds to the right side of the table. The one closer to the pink looks like it will pass the other red into that top right corner. As we mentioned, there's some strong Brazilians in this tournament, but you can't count out the 2023 U.S. national champion right here, Darren Taylor. He might be a dark horse. Decent break of 26. Has given Darren Taylor a 40-1 advantage in this first frame. And he hasn't gifted an opener for Indy. Tough part is with that red in the bulk area. A shot to nothing is off the table for him. pathway for this long red into the top left. That red is closest to that corner pocket, and you might be playing for a different one. To see any updates, feel free to head over to Cloud Snooker, cloudsnooker.com, as all these matches are fit with tablets, so the players can punch in their scores, and you at home can see live scoring on all the other matches, as well as see the results, see all the standings from the round robin, a great resource for this tournament. He's got a long red into that yellow pocket. Can just gently screw back and be on the black. He's traveling a lot of distance and looks like he's going to refuse it. We're taking a shorter shot. A little difficult into the middle. Just not happy with the finish of that, as he's just snuggled his cue ball against that red ball. It's a good recovery, as you saw. It was a tough bridge he had to put his fingers up on all tops, and keep still on that, because putting your palm on the table makes your bridge hand really sturdy, but with the fingertips can get a bit nervy. Always a good thing to as well when you have your stance. You don't want to really have your feet close together. You want to get them shoulder width apart. Get a firm base. Had a stroke of luck there. Raises his hand. Two reds, obviously below the pink. The bottom of the two goes for sure in the top left corner. Great opportunity for Indy to battle back. Only trailing by 25 points. It's the first frame, best of 5. Always great to get that first frame on the board, especially in these early morning matches. It's a nice pink. Came around 3 cushions. 5. Always great to get that first frame on the board, especially in these early morning matches. It's a great positional shot there by Indy. So often we see in this amateur game, you make one great shot, the next shot gets spoiled. Maybe just a little bit of adrenaline pumping through Always good to maybe take an extra lap around the table, just settle the nerves, get focused. Looks like that black is just blocking the potting angle for the red that's to the left of it. Being out of commission as the red is blocking that path to the pot. Just wanted to pull up or a little bit more. I think he's just in between there. Yeah, he might just be okay. There looks like there's just enough separation between cue ball and green ball that he's got the potting angle on this red to left middle. Definitely looks like a great opportunity for Darren to take the first frame. Two reds out in the open. Just needs those with colors to get us to the snooker's required stage. Too far from. It's taking the black out of the question, so going to need a great shot here to keep the break going. To take this pink and get on that red to the left of the black. Happy to keep that red on the cushion, but now he's going to have to play for it with a cutback double. Fortunate part, obviously, with that cutback double is it's pushing his cue ball down towards that red. It looks like he's taking on instead. Be able to get behind the black. This break comes to a close at 19, but he's extended his lead 59-21. 38 in it, 43 on the table. So the frame is not Darren Taylor's just yet. It is the holiday Monday if you want to see some great snooker action. We're in Sacramento at the Am Snooker Club. Admission is free. Some good seating around. Some great action today. At the end of the day, we will have the final four setting up for a great championship Tuesday with the semifinal and finals to go. Definitely far away from that. Just beginning our day here at the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championship. That's a nice long pot there. That was definitely tough. But very important as that is. 2025. Given Senior Snooker Championship. Taylor now to the Snookers Required stage. That was his frame ball. You can see here up against the cushion. And just hit it at enough pace that you let the pocket gobble it up. Any harder, it probably would have rattled in the jaws and knocked out. So Indy's just taking a glance at the scoreboard. With 39 in it, he just needs the 1 4-point snooker to cause a tie, but with this red he does need to take the black. And unfortunately, he's got the wrong angle on the red into the left middle. Really have to go in and out of bulk. Doesn't want to hit any of those colors. It's a big shot here for Indy. He wants to creating some good discipline there. Looks just to play for the snooker. That's a good retort by Darren. He's put his opponent in a snooker. Good morning, Douglas Wilson and KP. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you putting your support, your comments there on the chat. That's what it's there for. Very nice red there by Darren. Should probably give him the first frame. See, when you're leading, their snookers required, those pockets just become that much bigger. Especially now, and I don't think Indy's going to be coming back to the table. Darren has a 47-point advantage, and now just 27 on. But Indy is a battler. It's only the first frame. It's a best of 5, so you want to move on to the Sweet 16. You got to get 3 frames to the good. In 2024, Darren almost was a back-to-back winner of the U.S. Nationals. Unfortunately, fell short to Renat Danka. And then Renat Danka won the 2025, so he's the defending U.S. National Champion, back-to-back. Also American Masters champion, so lots of great caliber in this tournament. Oh, some good snooker being played. The caliber just gets better and better. Picture perfect shape on the pink after that blue. Nice little 35 break there for Daniel Taylor to win that first frame 95-21. We'll step aside for a few short moments and come back for an important frame 2 for Indy Lottie. He doesn't want to go down 2-0. Can he tie it up at 1 apiece? We'll see in a few short moments. Welcome back to our featured TV match with Darren Taylor taking on Indy Lottie. Our friend Ahmad in the chat just making the suggestion of, without the referee obviously present, the etiquette suggests that opposing players be the referee, which would include calling fouls and spotting balls. True, they would be, but we also have a tablet at the table that keeps the score. So we can't have the opponent running around on all cylinders. So you'll see more often than not that the player at the table will be spotting their own balls, as their opponent will be at the tablet marking the score, so keeping the break up to date for all you viewers at home so you can see what the difference is and see how the runs are going. Hopefully in due course we can increase our community and get more great people behind the scenes. Scorekeeping, best seat in the house. Can't have an obstructed view, so if you love the game of snooker, we're here at the Pan American Billiards and Snooker Association. We love all the help we can get behind the scenes. Feel free to reach out to them at media@papsa.org, media@papsa.org, as they're starting to launch referee and coaching programs. So that's why you probably might not see all the time that the referee or the opponent is acting as a referee and respotting the color balls. This is going to be coming back. At this stage of the tournament, players in this situation, they have 4 attempts to hit their object ball, so that's 3 putbacks in that foul and a miss scenario. Successful hit there. Fortunately, Indy's got to negotiate a pack of reds there, but that red is on. It's our good friend Zia Sheik there in the foreground, adjacent table. KP wondering about that last shot, if there was a free ball. It's quite a possibility. You know, sometimes these players just get engrossed in what they got to do, that they might completely forget about that. Usually they're pretty on it, but as we did see yesterday in Indy's match against Tommy Collins, Indy had potted the blue, and for probably about 5-10 minutes, he forgot to respot the blue. So no harm in foul to either one. And Darren Taylor just taking a look. Both players just seeing if it is a touching ball. Both players just having a discussion, using a little bit of technology, taking a picture so then they can zoom in. So this must be really close. Just looking around to see if I can find our head referee, Kevin Patrick. They can call him in. So long pot there by Darren. See how we can get started with that. We do have 2 streams going. I appreciate you're on PAPSA channel number 1 and over on PAPSA channel 2. Looks like we have 2 Brazilian players going at it, and our good friend Rob Richards is providing commentary over there. That's a nice little cheeky comment there, David Brock. David Brock, always a delight to have into the chat. Great friends with Darren Taylor, and he's happy to see that Taylor has improved over the last 25 years from a well below average player to a just above average player. I'll be sure to pass along the message. Can't see, but we do have some fans in the room, but it's just a little off-putting for Darren as he's come into the tournament office. As he looks over, he just sees a bunch of people just sitting there on their phones, whether they're getting in touch with friends back home, maybe they're spreading the good word and telling everyone to come on down. Do notice that there are some players that are there, so these players should realize that, you know, put themselves in the players' shoes. Would they like to be at the table with Many people just sitting there on their phones. Not sure, but always good to be respectful of the players. It's not always the ideal conditions here. The tables are very nice. It's a beautiful room. As we've seen a lot in the tournament, there are a few delays sometimes as players have to wait for other players on adjacent tables. I think we were a little bit spoiled in Rio in 2023 at this great championship. This when we were in the yacht club. The tables were in a separate room and it was just all focus on the snooker. There wasn't any distractions. KP is wondering if it's below 100 today. Well, I think they've got the air conditioning and all the cooling agents fixed in the room over here. But later today, it is going to get quite hot. Looks like 39 Celsius, so that's way above 100. Coming from Canada, we do with Celsius and the metric system. Whereas down here in the US of A, it's imperial and Fahrenheit. A little slow starting in the second frame. Got a fan chiming in, just curious of what the standard is of these players. Well, everyone here is amateur. There have been some pros, as Igor Figueiredo, who was on the Pro Tour for a few years, but has lost his card and now has been relegated to amateur status, as well as Ali Al-Assaid from America. He won the 2-year card a couple of years ago in Toronto with this great championship. That's what the players on the open side do get. Climax of that tournament, when it starts on Wednesday, will finish on Sunday, and we'll find out who else will get a 2-year card. This is the senior side, where they're playing for a chance to play at the World Seniors Championship at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield, England, in the mid part of May. And Igor has the high run of the tournament so far at a 1-4-1. So that's pretty good standard. But you might not see a lot of one visit to the table wins. Like a lot of these players are capable of putting together high breaks, but it's a whole different story when you come into tournament pressure, especially in the knockout phase. As right now, you lose, you're going home. So, but in my years covering this great event, I started in 2022 when Ali Al-Assaid did win that tour card. I have to say, the general consensus is the standard is improving, which is great to see. A lot more exciting snooker. People are making more shots. They're improving. So the blue, so looks like Darren's just getting a little pulled off by a spectator on their phone. It's a tough bracket being a tournament director. Yeah, 48 different personalities to please. Can't please everyone, but you always got to maintain the best interest of the tournament. And when you set a rule, you got to stick by that rule. You can't bend it just for one person. Well, I do hear Darren's point of view. It's just a little off-putting. I think even on the pro side, they've seen that a little bit sometimes in certain events in China. And even sometimes the ticket prices can be so enormous that it feels like the pros are playing in an empty arena just because the regular diehard fans of snooker can't afford those pricey tickets. Thanks for tuning in, KP. He's bidding us adieu. He's got a few duties to do on this holiday Monday here in North America. It's Labor Day, kind of feeling like the closing of summer. The kids will be going back to school tomorrow, but we're going to be here all the way up till Sunday. Tomorrow we'll find out who the senior side winner is, and then be followed by the Open Championship. Definitely set that dial for the Open Championship. There's a lot of great players. A lot of similar players you'll see here on the senior side. Got our good friend Victor Sarkis, Daniel Holoida. Those are some strong players, and they'll be on the Open side as they're just not old enough to get into the senior side just yet. So Darren notches a 20 break to increase his lead 30-7 in the second frame. And he's gonna start think he's got to do something. Doesn't want to get too far behind, but doesn't want to rush it. Saw a slice of good fortune there. It's a shot to nothing. And he hit the horn. Really straightened up that cue ball. That'll land nicely for the blue. That black goes by that red close to the top left corner. Well, just looks like it does have a little bit of an angle. It's done up for that blue. Drawing back for it. Obviously puts a lot more difficulty on the shot. So when you're hitting on the bottom of the cue ball. Can't afford any little air there, as when you're hitting center ball. There's a lot more surface area to hit there. red will clear up the top left corner, so black will be available into both corner pockets. Looks like that other red is tight to the top cushion. Fortunate enough at that pace it hit the horn. Could have rattled and stayed out. But with this red right on that top cushion, all there needs to do is hit object, ball, and cushion at the same time. And that red should hug the top cushion all the way into the bottom of the pocket. Nice angle on the black to go up into the reds and just break them open a little. Just electing to pick out the cherries, as he does have one in the middle of the cluster of 5. It's going to open things up. So, good opportunity here for Darren to really take a commanding lead. Great flick off that red. Yeah, unfortunately he's got to take a long red to the green pocket. Couldn't get the frame in that break, but has increased his lead 61 to 13. He's not at the snooker's required stage just yet. There's a couple of reds, colors. Good opportunity here for Indy to get a snooker. Just a little too much pace. Indy has had a little experience on this table. I just wonder, with all the air conditioning and fans going on to cool down the room, this table might be a little bit slicker. Just has to have the touch of an angel there. Doesn't want that rest to hit the red or blue ball. Let's be so careful. As you can see, he gingerly rolls over that cross rest. Cross more predominantly used over in Europe, whereas in North America they're used to the crown. And welcome back to this first round of the knockout phase of the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championships. That's Indy Lottie up against it. He's trailing 2 frames to 0. So they just need to reset that frame. Sometimes when your back is up against the wall, that's when you really start producing the goods. But Darren wants to get this frame and match done and dusted. And we do apologize if there was a little hiccup. We experienced a little internet difficulties. So if that last frame got a little squirrely, we apologize. And obviously the team behind the scenes always working hard to create great pictures and making sure I sound lovely for all you people. So Darren with a long red. Here he goes again. What do you think? Is there a 14 ball plant in there, Darren? Doesn't really have a red, just going to gently roll into the reds. Well played. Just taking a peek to see if there's a touching ball. I think the only thing Indy might have here is a double. The reds are going to hinder the potting angle for this red into the left middle. I think he was just kind of forced into that shot. That's the trouble a little bit with our technical issues. I'm just hearing from some of our team with the internet is everybody's on vacation as it's Labor Day today. So technology can definitely be a blessing and a curse sometimes, but we've got it going here because at least we've got a little bit of snooker, better than no snooker at all. There's a pathway for that pink for Indy. It's just kind of in between. He's more looking at the blue. He wants to be for that red. And that pink does go by the pack into the top left corner. Rolled in that for the black. Good stuff by the Canadian. As you can see, that red is open as well to the top left, but that's an open red to the top right, so good chance for Indy. There might have been a little hiccup on the scoreboard, both players converging. And that kind of helps as well. I know we had a viewer tuning in about the etiquette, obviously, when there's no referee present. That the opponent would be spotting the colored balls and calling the fouls. And I was alluding to that the opponent would be over at the tablet, keeping a run of scores. Obviously a little easier when they're potting blacks, as that's close to the tablet on the wall. If they're punching in the score as it happens, it really deters any ambiguity about what the score line could be. Good angle to draw back, come off that cushion for that red. It's just open there, as you can see, the bottom right of the pack. Out his color after this. That pace, I think he definitely wanted a lot more draw back than that. And maybe just as he was coming through, just raise the cue tip a little high, creating just a stun drawback rather than a deep screw. He's left himself this red that's on the bottom of the pack into the same pocket where the black's going to go. I was unable to hold for it. I think this is going to be the end of break here for Indy. Force anything, Indy, just put up a good 37 break. appreciate if his cue ball was on the other side of the balk line, close to that ball cushion. Maybe clip off that low red and come off the right cushion, top cushion, get near the black. It's looking like this could be a pot on here. Guess you can just see enough of that red that he's close to. That was a gutsy shot. That's why sometimes in the round robin we saw best of threes. This round and the following round will bet best of fives, and then the quarters, semis, and finals are best of seven. It is just a time constraint. A lot of these rooms are very generous to allow us to come in with these tournaments. Sometimes there's deals as long as the tournament gets done at a reasonable time in the day, allowing the owner to have time for his paying customers to come in. Everybody's happy. That's 2 for the price of 1 for Mr. Taylor. Just looks like our scoreboard. A little issues with the internet. It's not updating, as I can see. It is 37 to 32. Not sure exactly why the scoreboard is not updating. Maybe just some of our little technical gremlins are at work. Tablets, they keeping the score. And Indy was keeping score as Darren was making that break of 24. It wasn't showing up on our stream, but now as you can see, that is the correct score is 38-32. As Indy just buried that red into the top left corner. From my vantage point, I can see the score, so our score on the stream is not updating it. Do the best to let all of you know. Looking pretty important over there. Relatively safe. Either player is going to need it. Taking a good look at the angle. We're trying to see the angle. Oh, a little peek there. It looks like it could go. It's a tough shot. shot here. That 6 has tied this frame at 38 apiece. Just needed a fraction slower. This might be maybe the quickest table in the room. Just re-cloth on the eve of the tournament. I think he's got a red along the top cushion. Looks like it's welded there, so take that cue ball. It is red and cushion at the same time. And we'll see some magic because that red will just hug the cushion all the way down. So just a little off there as it just came off. Back to that shot of Indy's as he's up against the cushion, just off there, as it just came off the cushion, just didn't hug the rail. You gotta have all the shots in your toolbox to be an effective snooker player. And a bit of bother here as he's got an upside down snooker. He's not. This is looking pretty good for the son of the Silver Fox. Darren's father, David Taylor. Great player that used to be on the professional scene. So snooker's definitely in the genes in the Taylor clan. I do apologize if the picture isn't as crystal clear as it is. If it's a little stuttering, we are battling very hard to correct the Wi-Fi issues in the room, so we appreciate your patience. It's a great effort there by Indy. Darren might just be clipping off the top of this red, coming off the cushions, getting close to the brown and green. Looks like he might have a path here. Trouble is, as you can see, that cue ball not glued to the bulk cushion, but he's pretty close, so Indy can't hit a lot of the cue ball here. Scoreboard, but as I can tell you right now, as it stands, with just 25 on the table, it is 47 to 43 for Darren Taylor. That's a wonderful shot there. Looks like he's got the snooker, and boy, does he have a nasty bit of work there, Indy. It's really tight against the cushion. It does have the one cushion escape. Yeah, trick up the sleeve a player might be. You know, that cue ball can get dirty from all the abuse it takes from the cue. Maybe ask your opponent that acts as a referee just to clean the cue ball. And hopefully maybe you can just get a different spot, maybe just a millimeter off. Nicely done. That was not an easy shot. Darren, a bit work to do. It's a good hit. Everything is safe, hasn't left anything on. Interesting position over there. And this frame could come down to it. Want the flick, but fortunate enough the green has run far enough that Indy can't clip it into the right middle. Got a good cue ball. Doesn't have the snooker, but cue ball's tight to the top cushion. Blue to a resting position where it's blocked the path for the green into the top left corner, but Indy can cut it to the left middle. Definitely in a match where he's down 2 frames to 0, and this is the 3rd frame. That green that's usually relatively easy for him immensely more difficult with the pressure, and that he is to falter and give his opponent an opportunity. He might be going home. Wow, what a result there. He did try and pot it. I think he just raised his hand just a little there. He's got a good fortunate bit of luck there. He's done well to get out of the snooker and not sold out the green. Looks like a good opportunity now for Darren. Let's kind of just get a nice little flick. It's okay. Yeah, it's a little tough. He's a little close there. Great brown there, just came a little too close. Just gotta be mindful of the push shot. There's a little space there. Got a nice safe blue ball there, so 3 points in at 18 on the table. What happened there? Is that? Push out there. That's what I'm thinking. Quite possibly. I didn't hear it. It's obviously tough in the booth. It must have been, because there's an extra 5 points. Darren. Looking at that pink quite intently. See, anytime there's a foul, and the result of it, if you can't hit the object ball, it's a free ball. But I don't think that's the case here. Or okay. I guess it was. It's tough to see from the camera and vantage point there, but it looks like there was a push shot on that last blue by Indy that would give Darren that 5 points. And then the result, obviously, the cue ball couldn't find both edges of the blue, so Darren elected his black for the free ball. And now we're all sorted out, and that score is true. Darren just needs blue and pink. Indy needs them all to keep his chances alive, being the 2025 Pan Am Senior Champion. Darren was to get the blue, and he could take the pink and black, and we'd have a black ball respot. Up 2-0. I wouldn't be surprised if Darren tries to take this blue into the green pocket. that blue going. It's coming close. Unfortunately for Darren, got nice and close to that cushion. He may be taking a look just to see if that blue ball and the cushion are tight together. As you can see, he's got a lot of real estate to work with, Darren, but the blue is on to top right corner. As he tempted Indy to take this cut into the green pocket with the blue, he's going to need the rest. It's thin, it could go wrong. The easiest of blues. Certainly, definitely an opportunity here for Darren. That's there. Let's avoid the middle pocket. Come down for a mid-range pink. This for frame and match. Put himself into the Sweet 16 and a whitewash victory. And wiggles its way in there. That's going to be handshakes. Black is not important there. So a whitewash victory for Darren Taylor, knocking out Indy Lottie, the 2023 U.S. National Champion, still alive in the senior side of this 2025 Pan American Senior Snooker Championship. And now we're going to step aside. Our next match in the Sweet 16 is scheduled for 12 p.m. Pacific time, so that's about 45 minutes away. 12 p.m. Pacific time. That's when we'll be back up and running. Do apologize for a little technical hiccups in that match. Hopefully it didn't disturb your viewing pleasure too much. I think they've now got it dialed in with the internet service, and we'll be back at 12 p.m. high noon. And I believe it's going to be Igor Figueiredo at the table. So it's David Burney saying this is your time to get a cool drink on a hot day in California, and we'll be back in 45 minutes. Take care, everyone.